The prompt for this story came from my lit club, and it was Star. Resting Stars by Lady T Musings. I love you all very much, she declares, her vibrant and gleaming gemstone-hued eyes sweeping over her adoring fans from all across Magos, gathered in the sandbox before her. Although the night is dark and the stars remain so far out of reach, she is here, on center stage, illuminated by strobe lights that accentuate every inch of her impressive 6'7" frame. Her multicolored hair cascades down, highlighting the intricate tattoos carefully dyed into the underside of her hair. As she sways to the beat, each strand falls back into place, immaculate and glossy, as it was at the beginning of the performance. Nana felt a pang of disappointment when her usual stylist refused to travel to Encantia with her, citing their discomfort for being surrounded by those types. Their casual bigotry stung, but Nana didn't press for details. She was well aware of how her people in her homeland of Corporea often viewed those with magic or appearances that deviated from what they typically saw. Turning to her dedicated personal assistant, Bailey, she watches as they swiftly work on their hollow keyboard to find suitable replacements. Bailey truly was exceptional at their job, from ensuring Nana's translator app was up to date to meticulously arranging her personal and private care matters. They handled everything with the utmost professionalism, including making sure to find someone who agreed that Nana could be present while the stylist would work on her wigs. Upon arriving at the cozy salon known as the Stylist Wizard, Nana was escorted to a VIP room with a statuesque Gorgon woman. This skilled stylist seamlessly shifted between using traditional hairstyling tools and spellcasting with a crystal-adorned comb, creating a variety of hairdos on Nana's patent wigs for the night's performances. When the Gorgon named Beatrice finished her work, Nana couldn't help but be in awe. How did you replicate my style so perfectly on the first try? Nana walks over to the array of wigs and appreciates Beatrice's handiwork. I'd love to claim it's all magic, but in truth, your assistant Bailey is incredibly thorough. She then presented Nana with a hologram displaying diagrams, drawings, notes, pictures, and even video references on how to achieve Nana Berry's on-brand hairstyles. Bailey truly is the best, Nana smiles, and Beatrice assured her that her hairstyling came with a 2-week perfection guarantee. Big shout out to Beatrice, the Style Wizard, for keeping me fresh all night. Nana's voice resonates through the crowd and is met with a resounding roar of approval. She knows she isn't supposed to give shout outs to non-paying sponsors, but at this moment, she could care less. After all, her contract with her label, Pinkberry Productions, is finally set to expire at the end of this solstice. 15 years of contractual obligations complete. Twirling gracefully on her right prosthetic leg, she presents herself to her audience, fully aware that her radiant appearance, combined with the luminous outfit and flowing hair, would make for an iconic media moment. Her hair fans out around her as she spins, the magic in the air enhancing the spectacle. However, as she notices Bailey making a cross X arm sign from the other side of the stage, she concludes her twirl in a poised curtsy. The crowd erupts in excitement. Riding the euphoria of the night, Nana realizes she may have pushed her limits with that last spin. The sharp pop in the remnants of her knee upon landing from that spin was unmistakable. Extending the bow longer than planned, her face breaks out into a grimace of pain. Thankfully, her hair shields her face, concealing the grimace. You've got this, Nan. Come on, she coaches herself, her expression shifting back to a mask of joy as she raises her head. As one of the most prominent pop sensation in Magos over the past decade, tonight marks a shift for her, transitioning away from being Nana Berry. Summoning the last vestiges of her depleted adrenaline, she blows kisses to her adoring fans and gracefully exits the stage. However, her journey is far from over. Nana never ceased interacting with her fans on a personal level. Always valuing the love and attention they showered her with, she endeavored to reciprocate, within reason. At each concert, she gave tickets away to randomly selected fans chosen from those who had sent in correspondences throughout that year. These correspondences came from all across Magos, though she always had been advised to avoid giving tickets to individuals with Incantian addresses. Nevertheless, she read or listened to each message, even if she couldn't always respond. Nana had always harbored a desire to hold a concert in Incantania, but her label had consistently vetoed the idea. That is, until the Mega Magic Music Fest shifted from its exclusive location in Encantia to the neutral ground of Luferia's heart. Even though her label vehemently opposed the move, a challenge from her rival, Bo Fang, the lupine rockstar from Encantia, left Nana's producer with no choice but to accept. Bo's character and persona were her complete opposite, and their rivalry was a central element of their public personas. Responding to his call of competition, Nana pledged that she and the Berry Bunch would represent from anywhere in the world, and they did. Accompanied by her Incantian security detail, Nana was escorted to a lounge where eager fans waited her arrival. The fans were buzzing with excitement, yet respectful of her personal space. In the corner, Billy observed the scene attentively. "I assume my personal assistant has briefed you all, but don't worry. I'm just as thrilled to meet each and every one of you," Nana announced, making her way to the couch, seating herself with calculated effortlessness. She regarded the small crowd with a warm smile. A squat woman of barely 4 feet with a large afro and drooping eyes beamed at Nana. She held the hand of a much taller woman, a Cyclops, who looked down at her partner with adoration. Alongside them were a Naga with warmly hued scales and hair, a green man with an underbite that only added to his distinct handsome features, a pixie with an outfit replicating Nana's hair and attire from her 10-year anniversary tour, and a shy-looking centaur with a demi-rabbit companion, who seemed to be comforting the centaur with a soothing gesture that was likely a routine occurrence. "All right, Berry Bunch, what do y'all want to talk about?" An hour and 30 minutes later, Nana found herself invited to 2 binding ceremonies, the recipient of 4 gifts, and better acquainted with individuals from the other side of the magic divide. Nana always struggled to bring these conversations to a close, but just as a pixie was about to perform, a throat-clearing signal cut through the air. "All right, VIP Nana fans, who's up for personalized autographed copies of Nana's latest unreleased singles set to debut next month?" The attendees around Nana were torn between prolonging their chat with their idol and seizing the rare opportunity to obtain a signed copy of her pre-release single. The statuesque Cyclops woman strolled toward the demi-lion bodyguard first. He held the fanned-out copies of the signed singles to the rest of the group too. The crowd surged forward, a tide of limbs reaching out of the crowd for the coveted copies. As the fans swarmed to their treasure, the imposing Naga and the demi-dog security officer, whose appearance was paradoxically adorable and intimidating, discreetly positioned themselves to shield Nana. Working together, they allowed Nana a safe and smooth retreat to the back of the lounge where a wheelchair awaited her, a moment that prompted her to praise Bailey once again, relieved beyond measure at the thoughtfulness and care. With a weary sigh, Nana settled into the wheelchair and guides herself down the corridor to her private room. A quiet hope permeated her thoughts. "Oh, no paparazzi, please." As she rounds the corner, the sight of her name emblazoned on the door and the tranquility of the hall greet her. After a quick scan of her link band, the door unlocks, revealing a smell she knows all too well. The aroma of her berry-scented room mingles with the freshness of a pine forest rain shower as she rolls her chair inside. Even before her eyes meet his face, she recognizes him. The large clawed foot covered with black fur hang over the foot of the sunbed, wagging to greet her. Closing the door behind her, she rests against her chair and allows her posture to droop. "How do you always manage to beat me to my own room, Bo?" Nana sighs, removing her wig while leaving her hair cap on in one fluid motion. She cradles the perfectly coiffed hair in her lap, stroking it with reverence. "All part of my act, you see. My fans like it when I ignore them." He quips from his reclining position, his face still hidden. He's playing with his pencil absent-mindedly, sketching circles in the air. Last week, I had an interview where my eye twitched. My label caught it when it got memed to death and made me attend anger management sessions for 2 weeks, Nana says, rolling her eyes. Woof. Bo's reaction is dry, and he shifts to sit up, glancing at Nana without fully meeting her gaze. He clutches a notepad to his chest, revealing a chiseled torso framed with fur on sides and adorned with nipple piercings that gleam even in the room's subdued lighting. That interview where that scavenger questioned how someone of your stature could move so gracefully? His left leg thumps against the floor, radiating pent-up energy. Nana nods as she disinfects her hands and prepares her contact solution. I usually don't react, but as today drew closer, it became harder to maintain that facade. She admits popping her color-shifting contacts one by one and wiping off the makeup with an oil-based cleanser. She notices Bo's deliberate avoidance of eye contact as she sheds the Nanaberry persona to reveal more of Nan. By the way, congratulations. I still have another year before I'm liberated from Bo. He flops back onto the daybed, his thumping leg finally still. His tail picks up the rhythm briefly before he grabs it. Thanks. Nan grabs a damp cloth from her cleansing basin, making a few final sweeps across her face before opening her eyes to her unadorned reflection. Brown skin stares back at her, devoid of highlights, color correctors, or enhancements. Large brown eyes gaze back at her. Her attention shifts to Bo, and their gaze meets through the mirror. She observes as his nervous tension in his body goes lax. Right now, she's just Nan. She extends a clean cloth to Bo. He walks over to her, and together they face the mirror. With the cloth stretching between them, Bo covers his face and drags the cloth over it, removing the thick eyeliner, concealer, and foundation. Beneath the layers of makeup, his skin emerges with a rosier hue and a scattering of freckles across his snout. Now he's Len. He lets out a satisfied groan as he discards the towel into the water basin. Ugh, why does it always feel so damn good? Awaiting her permission to assist. Their labels love pitting them against each other for publicity, playing up their differences as the fuel for their supposed rivalry. Bo embodies a rugged compactness at 5'7", with lupine features evoking his wild side, making him larger than life while on stage. While Nana stands as a mini giantess of sugary sweetness and impeccable politeness. Superficially, they were polar opposites, but beneath the surface, they shared an abundance of common interests that defies their contrasting appearances. Mind helping me to the bed? Nana asked, pivoting away from the reflection to meet Len's gaze, his lavender eyes locking with hers. Nana intends to just lean on him, but her stumps protest as she attempts to stand. I've got you. Bo assures her. I've got you. Len assures her, reaching her side before she realizes she's falling. Despite standing a foot shorter than her, he projects a commanding presence on stage that belies his physical strength that extends to this moment. Being a Luposa also grants him unfair strength when he wants it, a trait all his people have, and one he mainly employs during performances by shifting into his white wolf phase for theatrics. Do you trust me? Len gently guides Nana back into her wheelchair. You've seen me without makeup or a wig, Len. Of course I do. In an instant, he transitioned into his white phase, bypassing his inhibitor chip with practiced ease. With care and precision, he lifts Nana from her wheelchair, her arm instinctively wrapping around his neck, and he carries her to the daybed. She's twice his size, and if anyone came in, it would look like Nan is levitating to the bed. She lets loose a giggle at the thought. What's so funny? Bo inquires as he fluffs the pillow and maintains his grip on her without issue, effortlessly rearranging the daybed to ensure her comfort with his free hand. Just thinking how this would look if someone walked in here right now. She was grinning. Bo let out a mock groan, trying to shift back into his Bo persona to hide his embarrassment, but Nana wasn't fooled. She knows him all too well. After all, these stolen moments where they can be themselves were rare, and she commits each one to memory in great detail. Losing herself to her thoughts, she doesn't notice Len getting in position on the floor, with her leg in his lap, until he slides off her custom staged prosthetics. The instant relief mingled with a pang of pain makes her groan and brings tears to her eyes. With careful precision, Bo removes the dressing around the stumps below her knees. He can smell the fluid buildup before seeing it. Lynn's brow furrow as he examines her inflaming leg ends. He reaches under the daybed where Bailey would typically store Nana's medical supplies. "Don't hold back, Doc. How bad is it?" Her voice is stuttering as she tries to control her breathing through the pain. "We'll need to lance your right leg, but your left just needs elevation and ice." Rummaging through her supplies with respectful consideration to what he will need to treat her. "Can't sniff out what I need?" Nana quips. Bo offers a toothy smile before closing his eyes, pulling out fresh bandages and ointment, tossing the equipment bag towards Nan as she giggles. "Get the sterilizing wipes prepped, and I'll take care of you down here." Nan no longer hesitates when Bo offers this kind of aftercare for her after a performance. She looks down at him, diligently wiping her legs with a cleansing cloth. "You're so good at taking care of me down there," she teases, and relishes at the blush that spreads across his nose as he ignores her. Normally, he wears so much concealer and foundation, it would be impossible to see his face light up like this. She opens a fresh pack of lancets and hands him one. He trades her a mouthpiece to brace with. "Want to hear the next part of the collaboration I'm cooking up for us?" Nana eagerly nods, bearing down on the mouthpiece in anticipation. Bo begins to hum, setting the mood for the work in progress. While more R&B than the usual genre their characters perform, it's what they both enjoy, and plan to go public with once they are both free from their contracts. Nana already had a head start and has several songs queued up with a mysterious partner on violin in the background. "Hand me the ointment." Bo cleans the seeping puncture wound, skillfully draining the fluid without causing undue pain. "Hey, you lashed already?" she says from around the mouthguard, making her sound garbled. "What can I say? I'm really good at piercing." He grabs some ointment from the array of creams, smoothing it over her inflamed limbs. As his fingers work the ointment in, Nan melts into the pillow. The cooling sensation is refreshing, followed by a warming effect as he massages her stumps. With a tenderness that defies his large claws, he cleans, soothes, and bandages her stumps. "You're truly a miracle worker, Lynn." He stashes away the remaining supplies, cradling her legs as he moves to sit at the opposite end of the bed. Continuing to massage her newly bandaged limbs, he leans against the frame of the bed. "How are you feeling?" he inquires softly, his attention focused on her legs resting in his lap. "Tired, but not enough to miss sharing my part of the collab with you." Bo's tail and ears twitch, and his gentle smile warms her heart. Nana retrieves his notepad, opening to the page that holds the pencil inside. Reading the lyrics, she looks up at him and grins. Their eyes meet, and she parts her lips to sing.